Good morning, it's September 6th. It's a Monday. My microphone, which quit during yesterday's walk, won't charge, so this is the second one of these I've had, and clearly not a brand I can recommend. It's called a low winner, and as I say, I think it's more like the loser, because my first mic did exactly the same thing. It just got to the point where it won't even make the connection in the little charging box to charge, so there's absolutely no way to charge it. So I'm on just the camera mic this morning. I'll get a new one, but don't have it yet since that just happened yesterday, and it is Labor Day. However, I did it this way for a long time before I got the lapel mic, so it won't hurt to do it this way again a couple of times. So it is a creek day. I thought I'd get on the creek down here, walk along the dike, sort of reverse my usual direction here. As I said yesterday, the other thing big thing I did yesterday was send out the page proofs for Shapers of Worlds, Volume 2, the anthology featuring authors whom I interviewed during the second year of my Aurora award-winning podcast, The World Shapers. That's theworldshapers.com. So I sent that out in page proof. This is our last chance to look and find any mistakes. I'll still read the whole thing again, but getting very close now. So I think I will have it up for pre-sale, hopefully in a few days. I have to write the back copy and do some things like that, but otherwise there's no reason not to put it up for pre-sale. And I'll also be contacting the printer that will be doing the Kickstarter version. That's the first one that gets printed, and they also do the mail out, which is great. So I'll contact them, get a quote, move that forward, hopefully get the Kickstarter distributed, final Kickstarter rewards distributed in the next few weeks. I've got some copies of number 1, the first anthology, which featured my first year guest. I've got to get those in the mail as well. And then I get to find out what people think of it. I just assembled it. See what people think of the stories. I do have a story in there. I just finished it on Friday, and that was kind of the final piece before I could move on to this stage of creating the book. I also have to assemble the list of Kickstarter backers and put that at the very back of the book. I don't usually come down here to the end of Retallick to get on the dike, but that's what I'm doing today. Quiet little cul-de-sac here. Oh, this house over here, if I remember from my book, was built partly with materials that came from what was supposed to have been a grand hotel at the corner of Alberts and College. It was never completed back at the early 20th century. So I'll walk along the dike today and then go on from there. Here we are on the dike. There's the creek, as promised. Here's some geese. Let's see if they were going to fly over me, but I think they're back there, maybe landing on the lake. This is the time of year when they're out eating farmers' fields. to get ready for migration. Because it is meteorological fall, even if it isn't quite astronomical fall. So normally I don't start back there, so it's a little different view of the dike. A little longer walk along it. We won't cross the footbridge up here until we come back. It's quite pleasant. It's about 11 degrees, maybe 12. Only going to 22 or so today. It was 28 or 29 yesterday. But even then, it was very sun dependent. If you're in the sun, it felt quite hot, but in the shade it has a little coolness a little more coolness than you would get in the middle of summer, it felt like to me. Got the cyclist. I was going to say, I had the whole thing to myself so far. Morning. There are people across the creek behind those trees. Sometimes they come up this set of steps. How long until I see the first dog walker? There are always dog walkers. So far nobody has said hi. If you're there on YouTube or Facebook, say hi. There's the footbridge, which we will not cross on this leg of the walk. Occasionally gone down that alley. I've walked just about everywhere around here by now. Pushing 180 walks, no longer consecutive because I missed a few, but interesting to see what happens as winter. Oh, there's the first dog walker. As winter sets in, how much I can do. Just depends on the weather. I don't know how cold resistant this gimbal is. I don't know what the effect on my phone battery might be in really cold weather, holding it out exposed like this. I know what the effect would be on me in really cold weather. That I can dress for. Here's what's usually called the bowl. Ooh, lots of bushes on the berries. Lots of berries on the bushes. Tobogganing spot in the winter. Well, one does have to be careful you're not all coming down different slopes at the same time and meeting in the middle. It's really part of the flood control system, a catch basin. Oh, creek's looking very green. Like a fresh bloom of algae, I'd say. Yeah, it's very green. green from shore to shore. Originally they said there might be some showers today, but now they're just saying partly cloudy, no risk of rain. So, the song running through my head for no reason I can think of is I Could Show You the World from Aladdin. I don't know why that song would be running in my head. I guess I am showing you the world. Or this small portion of it, IET. Some garage art down there. I don't think I've noticed before, but I'm sure it's been there. A dog walker. That's why I like having a cat. I don't have for walking. Which might seem silly considering I'm doing these walks every day. I suppose I could do it with a dog, but it'd be hard to do it with a dog and a camera, what with poop scooping. Yes, we're west of Albert. Kinsman Park over there. All the ball diamonds. The waterfall park. It's back that way. We'll walk over on that side coming back. Tough to look a long way to see any mountains for a referral point. Just the creek. Here comes our third dog of the morning. So that's Elphinstone over there, bridge. Be by there in a minute. As I've said before, I like walking on gravel because you can hear how fast I'm walking. Feels like you're making progress. Crunch, 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 crunch. Creek remains relatively high. Jogger. Joggers and dog walkers, most common thing to run into in these ones. And cyclists, I guess. All right, here's Elphinstone. I've been over there to the eastern part of the creek as well, to Douglas Park, in fact. And will be again, but not today. I think, I've been debating what to do. I think we'll follow the dirt path by the creek. He's part of the way here. I often walk over there. Less often walk along the dirt path here by the culvert. Well, if I get over there, maybe I'll find that one too. Very green in the water. It's been a fresh bloom of algae. It had sort of cleared up after all the rain, but now it's very green again. It's actually easier to walk slightly off of that path because it's really made by bicycles and it's a little narrow for my feet. Not too wet, little wet, probably just dew. I doubt they've been watering, could be wrong. That's one reason I don't very often walk down here. It can be damp. And not because of the creek, even though it's right there. And my feet are squeaking in the wet grass. Try the dirt again. Yeah, it's been growing for sure. Although Saskatchewan's bigger and has grown faster, I think. I wouldn't have pegged it at 240. I thought it was around 220 still, at the most. But you know, I haven't been counting. There's the footbridge, which we will go over on the return trip. Gotta watch my feet. Hi, Miriam in India. It's another day along Wascana Creek here, as I usually do on Mondays in some fashion. The dirt path will join the paved path up here. I thought I might carry on a little further, see what the time is like, and go maybe even past the Louvain Bridge and come back over on 13 and back. At the very least, we'll go over under the Pasqua Bridge. I haven't seen any birds on the water. It's very still. Very little breeze this morning, which is good since I don't have my lapel mic, which has died. And this is the replacement that they sent me after the first one died, so I'm not getting a third. It gets to the point where it won't charge. I don't think there's anything technically wrong with it. It's just their charging mechanism, which is a box you put it in. It has to connect to a couple of little contacts. It doesn't seem to be connecting to the contacts. So, my videos of Midget Lake, Canada, or packing bags for Saskatchewan. Well, you might want to wait till winter, till the winter videos come along. I'm out here at 20 below, and I'll walk up to about 20 below, depending on the wind. Otherwise, I can do it, but it'd be more short. There may be shorter walks when it's colder than that. Yeah, that's one reason Saskatchewan is bigger. It's got mining companies and things, and headquartered up there. And it has a bigger university. Makes a difference as well. Baseball field. We're on the paved path now. The Devonian pathway, which I have walked segments of all over the place. Going to the Pasco Street Bridge up here. Yes, we'll probably have our first frost sometime in the next month. Possibly in the next 3 weeks. Right now it's not in the forecast, so I think we're safe for 2 weeks, but we'll see. Last year I think there was a very early one that already had a frost by this time, so at least we're ahead of that, or at least a small frost, not necessarily a killing frost. Morning. Yeah, I got it through Amazon. Had good reviews, but certainly hasn't worked out for me. On the plus side, they sent me a new one when I complained about the first one, but I'm not going to ask them for a third one because it'll just do the same thing. Also, the first one I got, I would have had to replace by now anyway because the adapter quit plugging in. I have no idea what caused that. It suddenly got loose in the lightning port, so it's a Chinese company, of course. And probably so is the company I'm ordering the new one from, but it looks a little better, it's a little more expensive, and it also has solid reviews, so we'll see. I think it has a better charging mechanism. I think their problem is their charging mechanism. Morning. But I want a charger, something you plug into the actual microphone, not put it in a box which has the battery, which is supposed to charge. That's the weak point. Yes, Amazon. Amazon.ca. It was their older model. They have a newer model, but I'm not going to get the newer model when the older model let me down, so I'm changing brands. So here's the Louvain. Much faster north-south route. Yeah, it is a gamble. So, you know, it had good reviews, and perhaps it's worked fine for other people, but, you know, I also, wearing it outside on my lapel, that might have contributed some problems as well. I think we'll go under the Louvain Bridge today and go a little further along the dike and then climb up over by the Italian club and come back, because to cross the Louvain you have to do it at 13th. Well, I would buy local, except the only place I know that sells this kind of thing doesn't have what I'm looking for, which is a wireless lapel mic. It's easy to find ones with wires, and maybe I should have gone that route, but I didn't like the idea of having the wire dangling around me. I'm conspicuous enough with this thing. Okay, so this is the Louvain we're walking under now. Creek. Now it's more prairie over here, fewer trees. Cars going by. Those lights up there is where we'll cross back over. Craig Golf Course with those little trees over there is a par 3. I don't really know why they point you in that direction. There's no bridge. You have to go up here and around. So I don't know why that little signpost tells you where it is. You just can't get there from here. Bye. I may not go back through the park and over the footbridge. I might just go down 13th, since that's where I'm going to end up. Walk by the cathedral or something. Very peaceful, except for the cars zipping by like 20 feet in that direction. They used their bell, so I didn't get run over. Good cyclist. I don't actually have to go as far as the Italian Club. I can go up the dike anywhere along here. So I might go straight ahead at this bend instead of following it around. Curling club over there, I believe. A little further up is the off-leash dog park. And I'm going to go this way. Follow these bits of tracks up to the dike there. Oh, maybe I'll do the next one, where that bike just came down. A little more established. Just to ride my bike out here myself. Lots of reeds on the other side of the creek here. But we'll go up here now onto the dike, make our turnaround and start heading home. Up and over. So yeah, that's a curling club over there, I think. And of course the airport is back that way. And the off-leash dog park is over there. And it's the end of town there. You just keep going, you're out in the country. I don't know what this street is named. I'll look when I get to the corner if I can. There's a playground up here in the corner. I remember that. Sure enough, there it is. To the grand entrance. So a bit of a park, a bit of a playground. Oop, bit of a bunny riot. Technically a snowshoe hare. There he is. He's in the playground. There are no children there. There's a new one. Newish one. A couple of newish ones along here. Pretty quiet over here. You don't get a lot of traffic going out that way unless they're heading out of town. And it's not a major road out of town either, so. No trespassing, city vehicles only. Parks maintenance, so that's what this building is. District 3. I think they were working on this sidewalk on a previous walk. Looks very new. I have to get up here and get the light. Timing should be pretty good. It's been red for a while. This is the Louvain. We've got going up 13th. It'll take you down to the Trans-Canada, Harbour Landing, then the Trans-Canada. Fairgrounds are down there. Well, I thought I'd get it faster than this. It's still showing walk in that direction, which means it's still got a ways to go before it changes. Could jaywalk, but it's a wide street and the cars come fast, so not a good idea. It's a really long one. I thought I was catching it sooner than that. Still hasn't changed. It's still showing walk in that direction. There it goes. 14, 13, 12, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bit more delay, and then it'll go yellow. Any time now. There it goes, and finally. Oh yeah, sure. He walked right up. You could just keep walking. I have to decide if I want to walk down 13th or head back to the park. Decisions. I think I will carry on down 13th today. Done with the creek. Gave a little extra creek on the way out, so I'll not walk along it on the way back. I just walk down 13th, or should I go down another block? So many decisions. What if I walk down the alley? Let's walk down the alley. I don't think I've ever walked down this alley. Maybe I will end up going back down through the park. Boat there called Julie something. Julie 25, I think. Can't quite see it, but that's likely. I had a boat, it would either be named Swallow or Amazon. Bonus points for anybody who gets that reference. Maybe I am going back to the park. Kind of looks that way. I did say we'd go over that footbridge, so I'm supposed to keep my promises. I do need to go back that way. It's garbage day in our neighborhood. Don't know about this one. That's what the brown bins are. The blue bins are recycling. Usually my Monday ones are a little short. I think I'll be over an hour today, this morning. That's okay. It is a holiday, although I have work to do. I always have work to do. Perils of being a freelancer. You can take off whatever time you want, but you also end up working when other people aren't. Sometimes. Apartments over here I've walked by before. And this is the Sask Express building up here. Used to be a school, which, as I mentioned before, I've rehearsed in. Years ago, before it was the Sask Express, I rehearsed there. For the Fantastics, I think, if I remember right. First time I played El Gallo, I played him twice. I'll happily play him again if anybody wants him out of production. It's looking for an El Gallo. It's a great role. So now we're back at the park. What I'll do is take the path at angles here, which I don't normally take. Over into the main part of the park. The main park part. And this will take us back to the creek, so I guess since I did say this is a creek walk, I should stick to the creek. On the other hand, what time is it? Our direct route is to not go through the park and stick to the creek. And since I kind of like to cut this a little shorter than it would be if I went that way, I'm sticking to my original plan, which is to not go through the park. So sue me. It's not like I haven't walked there before. Plus Sherman Park. Oof. I was going to go that way, but no, I'm not. A straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. There's a mountain. Or a hill. A bump, anyway. Now, there's never parking along here as far as I know. Why does it have no parking signs? I mean, there's a permanent no parking sign, so what's with these? Parking, but the no parking sign is right there on the lamppost, so I don't understand the need for those. Oh yeah, it is garbage day. There's proof. I'll maybe come to the back of my house, see if they picked up our garbage yet, in which case I'll take the garbage bin inside our fence doesn't collect dog poop, which is what happens if you leave it in the alley. Possibly I'll be ahead of collection, I don't know. It's usually been quite early, but I think the timing has changed recently. Soccer football field. Well, it's marked all along here, no parking. Well, it makes sense on the other side, because that is parking, so I can see why they would mark it there if they didn't want parking. I guess they're just being thorough. I often walk down by the Neil Balkwell Center, but today I'm going to go straight. How's that? Ginger mixed with lemon? Yeah, that would be. My dad used to make something called Willett juice, which was apple cider vinegar and honey. And on chorus tours, because he was a choir director, he would have some of that. The kids professed to find it helpful. It really just tastes like apple cider because the honey takes the vinegariness away. I don't know if it did any good or not. I never liked it much, despite it being called Willett juice. I suspect the frogginess in my throat has to do with harvest going on all around us and dust and stuff in the air that I don't know. It's as good a theory as any. It's also the cat. I love the cat, but I think I might be a little allergic. Now he's a low allergen cat, but still, there's no such thing as a completely hypoallergenic cat. Bold color choice. And everybody in my family is allergic. I always pretended I wasn't, but it may be that I actually am to a certain extent. And there's also genetics. My dad was always clearing his throat. A little post-nasal drip or something. I'm not as bad as he was, but I think that might have something to do with it too. There. And thinking about it makes me clear my throat. So. Oh. Should make this light. We're close enough. There's nobody coming anyway. Cross Elphinstone. Said nobody coming in either direction. We'll go down. When I was jogging, I like to get to this point because it's all downhill. Go down toward the creek. If I were jogging, it'd be like this. The thing still keeps it pretty smooth, but it wouldn't take me long before I couldn't talk. And also my knees were what made me stop jogging. I'd jog, and I was happy, thrilled with myself for being able to do it, even at the slow speed I was doing it. And then my knees would stiffen up and I wouldn't be able to do anything. So we're going to stick to walking. Kind of like that house. Interesting shutters and color. Let's take an alley. Has to be different a little bit. There's something coming though. That's all right. I was only taking this little zig through the alley. Not going to walk down where he is. And yes, the song from Aladdin is still running through my head. I can show you the world, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. Thank you very much. Some good-sized sunflowers. Another very bold color choice over there. So the park and the dike is just down there, and then the creek. So I'm close to the creek. The whole neighborhood is close to the creek. The house on this corner is actually quite a new one, but they did a really good job of matching in with the older houses in the neighborhood. So that was just built in the last, I don't know, 10 years or less, but it looks very much like the older houses, so I appreciate that. I don't mind a few new houses in the neighborhood, but too many of them and you start to change the look of the place. In that house once upon a time. I don't remember it much, but I know I was in there. Comes the bus. So I used to live down there, last block of that street, Garnet. This one looks nice, the color. Trees. Won't be too long before I'll be showing off Halloween decorations when I walk around, I guess. Now I won't go down Angus, I'm going to go down Connaught Crescent, which will take me to the alley behind our house so I can see if the garbage has been picked up. So getting close now, very close. Got a bug in my mouth. Blech. I'm on Instagram at Edward Willett Author. Also on Facebook, as you know. So I get messages all sorts of ways. Okay, this is Connaught Crescent, so it's the shortest of the three crescents, and it's only a half crescent because it runs into the Gavin School playground, which the alley behind our house runs along, so. Some nice houses along here too. Including this odd pairing, the little tiny blue house and the very tall, very modern house right next to each other. It's a pretty little house, but it is little. And they're quite close to each other in between there. Kids on the playground, in fact. School will start tomorrow, I would think. Formally. Well, informally too. Tomorrow. Saskatchewan, they start after Labor Day. All right, so I'll just stop up here at the corner of the alley. That's it for today. Thanks for walking with me if you're there live, and if you're watching the recording, thanks for that. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.